Welcome to day 2 of our 5-day yoga series to nourish the breath, the mind, and the body. Today's practice is a dynamic sequence to help us surrender to the here and now and to help us attune to our natural rhythm as we allow the breath to guide each mindful movement. We'll begin today's practice in Child's Pose, Balasana. Big toes together, widening the knees, reaching the arms out in front as you melt your chest, your head towards the mat. Widening your knees as much as you would like to help give space for your belly, the rib cage. Allowing yourself to soften. Noticing how this stretch feels for you today. Are there any regions of openness? Is the mind in a state of peace? Perhaps you might be entertaining an inner monologue. Whatever is unfolding for you today, give yourself permission to be here. Give yourself permission to let go of all that no longer serves you. Recognizing that this is a safe space for you to meet yourself as you are. This is an opportunity to express gratitude and to remind yourself of the inner peace, harmony, and joy that are forever available for you. You might take a moment to set an intention for today's practice. You might choose to revisit an intention, or perhaps explore something entirely new. Lean into what the body is telling you. Begin to tune into the breath. Noticing the duration of each inhalation and of each exhalation. Sealing off your intention with one mindful breath. On your next inhalation, press into your palms and rise up into a tabletop position. And we're going to begin to create some small circles, guiding the shoulders over the wrists, moving in one direction. You might like to make these a little bigger, guiding your hips towards your heels. And maybe swapping the direction of your circles, allowing this to be an intuitive movement. Breathing into any regions of sensation. And from here, let's guide our right foot to the outer edge of the right hand, coming into lizard pose. We've got a few variations here. You might like to roll onto the blade edge of your foot, opening your knee out to the side, perhaps lowering down onto your forearms. If movement feels right for you today, you might like to sway the hips from side to side, or maybe you prefer stillness. On your next inhalation, raise your right arm skywards, opening the chest, gazing up. Exhale, right palm on the earth. Step your left foot up to the outer edge of your left hand, coming into a wide-legged chair pose, reaching the arms out in front. Turning on the lower body, engaging the core. Exhale, straighten the legs, palms at heart center. Inhale, raise the arms skywards, gaze up. Exhale, lower down into Malasana, palms at heart center. Palms on the earth. Step your left leg back and then step your right leg back as we lower into our tabletop. And from here, coming into child's pose. Taking a moment to stretch out the back body. Inhale, rise to tabletop. And this time, let's guide our foot to the outer edge of the left hand. Finding our lizard pose on the other side, Uttan Paristhasana. Option to keep your arms extended or perhaps lower down onto your forearms. Whichever variation of this posture you assume, try to ensure that your knee is tracking in the same direction as your big toe. The hips can so often be a sensitive region for some of us, so be gentle with yourself. There's no need to force anything. This is an opportunity for self-love and inner discovery. Take your time. Be compassionate. If you're on your forearms, re-straightening your arms. Inhale, raise the left arm, open the chest, gaze up. Smile. Exhale, left palm on the earth. Step your right foot up to the outer edge of your right hand. Raise the chest, reach the arms out in front as you send the hips back. Engaging the inner thighs, the quads. Exhale, extend the legs, palms at heart center. Inhale, raise the arms, gaze up. Exhale, garland's pose, Malasana. Arms on the earth, and this time let's step back into our high plank, Phalakasana. Stacking the shoulders over the wrists, firming up the quadriceps, engaging the core. Inhale, lower the knees down. Exhale, 8-limb staff pose, Ashtanga Namaskar. Lower the chest, lower the chin, and then lower your pelvis down onto the mat, point the toes. Palms under the shoulders, press into your hands. Inhale, rise up, cobra, open the chest. Lower the shoulders and keep the elbows bent, broadening the collarbones. Tuck the toes under. Exhale, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Continuing to raise the tailbone skywards as you melt your heart towards your thighs, towards the mat. Option to gaze between your legs or towards your abdomen. Keeping the arms engaged, pressing firmly into your fingertips and your palms. Feeling the strength of your shoulders and the entire posterior chain. From here, bend the knees and mindfully step up to the top of your mat, coming into a forward fold, Uttanasana. Perhaps coming into ragdoll, grabbing opposite elbow with opposite hand and swaying the torso from side to side. Lengthening the back. Release the palms. Inhale, halfway lift out of the Uttanasana. Find length, reach the crown of the head forward, squeeze the glutes. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold, bend the knees, relax the back. Twice more, find your rhythm. If you'd like a little bit more support, know that you can always place your fingertips atop of your shins or your knees. Otherwise, you can keep your fingertips grounded. Lean into what feels right for you today and breathe. Keeping the knees bent, gently roll up one vertebra at a time, raising the neck and the head last. Inhale, reach the arms skywards, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Close the eyes. Relax the arms by your side, palms facing forwards. Tadasana, mountain pose. Taking a moment to remind yourself of your intention. Exhale, palms at heart center. Inhale, raise the arms skywards, open the chest, gaze up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold, bend the knees, relax the back. Inhale, halfway lift, find length, engage the core. Exhale, palms on the earth. Step the right leg back. Lower the right knee to the mat. Point the back toes. Option to keep your fingertips grounded. Otherwise, inhale, raise the arms coming into lower crescent moon, Anjaneyasana. Engaging the inner thighs, turning on the abdominals, opening the chest. Exhale, lower your palms down onto the mat. Tuck the back toes under, step your left foot back, plank pose. Inhale, lower the knees down, keep your elbows facing behind you. Exhale, Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, Cobra Bhujangasana, open the chest. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, tuck the toes under, send the pelvis back, downward facing dog. Taking one mindful breath here. Now step your right foot between your palms. Lower your back knee down, point the toes. Inhale, raise the chest, raise the arms, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, palms on the earth, step your left foot up to meet the right, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, find length. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise up, Urdhva Hastasana, palms overhead. Exhale, Namaskar Mudra, palms at heart center. Let's take this on the other side, finding our sun salutation. Inhale, open the chest, raise the arms. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, bend the knees. Step your left leg back, lower the left knee down. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, palms on the earth, tuck the back toes under, step the right leg back, plank pose, Phalakasana. Inhale, lower the knees. Exhale, Ashtanga Namaskar. Arms hug the torso. Inhale, Cobra Bhujangasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take your time, creating length along the back body. One breath here. Step your left foot between the palms. Lower your right knee down. Inhale, raise the chest. Allow the breath to guide you throughout this sequence. Feel yourself creating space. Exhale, fingertips on the earth. Step your right foot up, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, raise the arms, stretch the torso. Exhale, palms at heart center. Relax the arms the length of your body and take a moment in mountain pose. Reconnect with your breath. Notice how you're feeling. Now we will find a second variation of our sun salutation. For this version, joining the big toes together and slightly widening your heels. Exhale, palms at heart center. Inhale, raise the arms, gaze up. Exhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Send the hips back, bend the knees, graze the mat with your fingertips and reach your arms forwards, aligning your ears with your biceps and taking a moment to ensure that you can still see your toes. If not, using this as an invitation to send your hips back a little further. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. If you're feeling a little bit more open, you might like to straighten your legs. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Step back to plank pose, Phalakasana. Keep the legs extended. If you want, you can lower your knees down, otherwise keeping the body straight. Exhale, find your four-limb staff pose, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog, keeping the pelvis elevated. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog is where we meet. Finding your foundation. Inhale, float the right leg up, Ekapada Adho Mukha Svanasana, three-legged dog, square off the shoulders. Exhale, right foot between the palms. Pivot your left foot out on a diagonal, grounding down through the blade edge of your foot. Next, raise your torso, raise your arms, palms together, Warrior One, Virabhadrasana. Keeping a bend in your front knee. The back leg is straight, doing your best to square off your hips, opening the chest, channeling energy upwards. Exhale, release the palms, palms on the earth, step back to plank pose, find your vinyasa. Know that you can always lower your knees down, or maybe you'd like to use this as an opportunity to rest in child's pose. Finding what you need today, recognizing that each day is different. When you're ready, we will meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, raise the left leg, find a length. Exhale, left foot between the palms. Pivot your back foot, rise up into your Warrior One. Doing your best to create a 90-degree angle with your left knee and the earth. We often have a tendency to raise the hips to help us ease out of the posture, but try to make this an active one. Exhale, palms on the earth, step the left foot back, Phalakasana, find your flow. Maybe you're lowering into a Chaturanga, keeping the triceps engaged. Inhale, find your heart opener, Cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. From down dog, raise your heels, engage the core and roll through into a high plank, Phalakasana. Aligning your shoulders over your wrists, turning on the core, firming up the quads. And let's lower down for 10, 9, 8, keeping the elbows facing behind you, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful work. Point the toes. Relax the body and let's come up into Sphinx pose. Elbows are underneath the shoulders. Keeping the fingertips spreading wide, pressing into your forearms, your palms, opening the chest. Really feel yourself pulling the heart space forwards as you roll your shoulders back and down. It might feel nice to create some gentle half circles with the head and the neck. Otherwise, finding stillness. As we rest in this gentle heart opener, continue to press into the tops of your feet. Relax the glutes and press into the pubic mound. This is going to help us protect the lumbar and sacral regions of the spine. Mindfully lower the forehead down, press into your palms and send the hips back. Child's pose, Balasana. Feeling a beautiful expansion around the lower back. Mindfully placing your palms under your shoulders and using the support of your arms and your core to help gently elevate the torso, taking your time. On your next inhalation, raise the arms skywards. Exhale, lower the arms down behind your back, interlace your fingers together. Inhale, open the chest, straighten the arms, find length. Exhale, let's return to our child's pose, keeping the arm bind. Perhaps lowering your forehead down onto the mat and maybe guiding your arms overhead. It's just an intention. Using this opportunity to open the chest, the shoulders, stretch the upper back. Inhale, release, raise the torso and roll the shoulders back and down. Beautiful work. Coming into a comfortable seated position. Maybe that means crossing your legs or perhaps resting on your shins. Closing down the eyes. Resting your hands in your lap. And giving yourself permission to receive the nourishing benefits of today's practice. You might like to use this opportunity to remind yourself of your intention and ask yourself whether it's possible to carry this intention with you throughout the course of your day. On your next inhalation, raise the arms skywards, join the palms together. Exhale, lower the hands to heart center. Let us round off practice with one nourishing breath. Inhaling through the nostrils and exhaling out through the mouth. Sign it all out. If you would like to join us, we will perform one repetition of the mantra Om. Inhale to prepare. Om. Thank you so much for carving out the space to nurture your well-being. I hope that you are radiating gratitude, joy, and inner harmony, sending you love and light. May you be well. Namaste.